Friday night baseball is all new coming up next. And good evening from South Central Texas in San Antonio. And this is Texas League Baseball. I'm Bob, and here is the voice of the San Antonio Missions, John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob. Good evening, everybody. And yes, it is finally the weekend. We are finally getting ready for baseball here tonight. It is Game 4 of our 6-game set between the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles and your Flying Chanclas to San Antonio. Well, I've got to say, tonight will be our last Flying Chanclas for at least a few weeks. But evidently, Missions will be back again on our final homestand against Corpus Christi. And you guys will get to see the Flying Chanclas at least 2 more times during our last homestand. Well, got to say, we're joined in the booth by my partner and longtime friend, Bob. Good to see you, Bob.
Good to see you, John. How are you doing?
I am doing good. Can't complain too much, but evidently we are officially done with the work week. And a lot of people are out here at the ballpark, and tomorrow evening and Sunday evening, and wrapping up that week as we get ready to head to Frisco to take on the Frisco Rough Riders in that 6-game set there at Statesman's Park.
Yeah, and it will be the last ever 6 games there in Frisco, as San Antonio and the Rough Riders will evidently get to see each other for at least 6 more left of this current season.
Well, after that, Missions will return home for the first week of September, taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks. That will be the last 6-game set in the regular season here at home. And after that, we head to Springfield to take on the Springfield Cardinals in that 6-game set. Well, regular season concludes after that. Playoff rounds will commence after that. And don't forget, it is the best of 3. So if 2 wins, then 2 teams will be eliminated with the 6 that were eliminated. And that means 8 ball clubs will be out after that. The final 2 teams will converge play for the championship series title, and 1 team will be crowned victorious for this year. And hopefully, just hope and pray that San Antonio could get in there and win a Texas League title. As we look at the years that we've seen, and so far, Bob will go ahead and tell you, 2021, Northwest Arkansas came in. 2022 was the Frisco Rough Riders. They won that. 2023, Amarillo has taken that year. In 2024 was the Arkansas Travelers. And so far, hopefully San Antonio could take this one this year. And if not, I would say that would be very, very sad. But there's always a next year. Thank goodness for that. So we get ready for the show 26 coming up for a release in March. And then we're getting ready for opening day 2026 there in Tulsa. A short 3-game set before we're coming home to take on Corpus Christi for the opening day game of the 2026 campaign, which that would be pretty good. Well, anyway, it's been one heck of a year, and I got to say, Bob, we are getting ready to close out this year, and that's college football starting tomorrow at 11 a.m., and pretty good for a Saturday, right, Bob?
I got to say, John, it is going to be pretty good. And so far as we look at the college football schedule, Iowa State going up against Kansas State. And I got to say, there's going to be some pretty good
football right there to lead off the season opener. And that will start tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Iowa State versus Kansas State. And so far got Boise State and South Florida starting Thursday, August 28th at 4:30. Western Illinois taking on Illinois. That will be Friday, August 29th at 6:30. And then you got Texas versus Ohio State starting Saturday, August 30th at 11 o'clock. Syracuse and Tennessee starts Saturday, August 30th at 11. Those are two games that will start at 11, Texas and Ohio, Syracuse and Tennessee on that one. Old Dominion versus Indiana starting Saturday the 30th, 1:30. And Saturday, August 30th, Marshall and Georgia going head-to-head at 2:30. Alabama and Florida State starting Saturday, August 30th at 2:30. South Dakota and Iowa State starting the 30th. Nevada and Penn State the 30th. Montana State and Oregon the 30th. Illinois State versus Oklahoma starting the 30th at 5 o'clock. UTSA San Antonio taking on the Texas A&M Aggies. That'll be a night game on Saturday, August 30th at 6 o'clock. North Dakota and Kansas State at 6 o'clock on that day. ILU versus Florida Gators starting Saturday, August 30th at 6. AR Pine Bluff versus off Texas Tech. That's the 30th. That'd be 6:30. LSU and Clemson will be Saturday, August 30th at 6:30. New Mexico and Michigan at the 30th at 6:30. Georgia State versus Ole Miss will be Saturday, August 30th at 6:45. East Texas A&M versus SMU will be the 30th. Northern Arizona versus Arizona State, August 30th at 9 p.m. Virginia Tech versus off South Carolina. That's Sunday, August 31st at 2. And then Notre Dame versus Miami, Florida. That will be a night game for the 30th. Oh, thank you, Bob, for sharing the Week 1 schedule, which that is pretty good. But anyway, for a lot of college football fans out there, well, don't forget that it starts tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. So if you are watching on YouTube TV, YouTube Live, that's great too. But anyway, yes, we got college football, we got baseball, which we have a few weeks left of baseball. No pun intended. The regular season fixing to close off afterwards, but they still got a little ways to go before that's said and done. But anyway, yes, tonight the fourth game of 6 against Amarillo and against the Flying Chanclas taking the field. And got to say, going to be a beautiful night. We are seeing some pretty good cloud formations. And so far, it's going to be a pretty good one thus far. Well, we take you down on the field on this Friday night, and got to say, yes, it is the end of the work week. And partly cloudy skies to begin this weekend. And
now, your San Antonio Mission.
Well, the Flying Chancla is getting on the field now, and so far we're just about ready to go in this one. Braden Nett, a right-hander coming in. He's a four-seam cutter, splitter, slurve, and a sinker. Now, what do we know about this prospect, Bob? Well, I got to say, John, he is looking forward to the evening. He's got a 94 on that four-seamer, but his weapon of choice is that sinking slurve, which that is pretty good for him. The second baseman, Manuel Pena, strides up first for Amarillo, and we are about ready to go. First pitch, and away we go. Here is the ground ball straight away. Rojas throws to Castañon there at first, and we begin the ball game with a quick out number 1.
The shortstop, Tommy.
By golly, pretty good. The shortstop, Tommy Troy, coming in. Ready to go, and so far, pretty nice. We got Wichita at Midland, Amarillo, San Antonio, Tulsa, Northwest Arkansas, Frisco at Corpus Christi, Springfield at Arkansas. Here's the pitch to the shortstop, Tommy Troy, as he'll take an inside strike, and the count now at 0-1. Midland have a early lead 2-0 against the Wind Surge of the bottom half of the second inning. Tulsa leading Northwest Arkansas 2-0, top of the third. And Arkansas leading Springfield by a run. It's 1-0 there at All-American Ballpark in North Little Rock, Arkansas. That one is right there. Line drive, base hit to center, and that's one way the Sod Poodles get things started here tonight. It's always a pretty good thing when you get going. Jackson Feltner coming in. Here's the pitch. That's an inside strike, and the count now 0-1. With the depth of a double play possibility, which that is pretty good as well. Fans could get 2 free tacos courtesy of Taco Bell, which they are pretty good as well. With that one is a foul ball. The count now 0-2. Still hanging on in this one. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And whoa, there's going to be a throwing error. And that'll put the runner to third. So it's a pass ball, a throwing error, and a runner at third. Jiminy Christmas, what was that all about? Here's Gino Gruber. Hits that one foul, and the count now 0-1. Boy, Amarillo comes in to score on that error. That's going to be a nightmare for San Antonio, it looks. Yeah, I got to wholeheartedly agree with you there, John. It sure looks like if they come in to score, that would be bad. High fly in the air, up to left field. Fabian will get it and makes the play, and that does not come back to haunt them afterwards. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for San Antonio. We head now to the bottom of the first inning. And the Mission's coming up to bat right after this. No score through the top half of 1. Baseball Network. Well, anyway, we have Logan Clayton starting off for Amarillo. And Bob, well, he's got a 95-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. Leading off the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio, left fielder Albert Fabian will come in, will take a strike inside. And it's the count now at 0-1. Evidently, a lot of clouds this evening, huh, Bob?
Yeah, I gotta say, and only a majority of the sky is blue, but yeah, gray skies right there. But yeah, getting plenty enough sunshine in that ordeal.
Yeah, that's true. No balls, 2 strikes to Fabian. Come out to the ball game, enjoy the weekend. 3 games left with Amarillo. Well, should I say we don't count tonight. 2 games with Amarillo. 6 in Frisco, then come back, take on 6 against Corpus Christi. And then we're off to Springfield for 6, and that will conclude the regular season for almost everybody, except for our Final 4.
Yeah, I got to say the Final 4 continues. The playoff rounds will be the best of 3.
the championship series round will be the best of three. Now, that is for sure. If two teams win, evidently, well, we'll say that it would be the final two. And two will be eliminated. And then the final two would go up against each other. And whoever wins best of three, well, that will determine a winner for 2025. Well, tonight, Francisco Acuna coming in. He's the catcher. Takes that one down and in. Is 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, last night, if you've seen the broadcast, San Antonio winning 5-4 against Amarillo, which that was pretty good. It was a walk-off by the Missions. And got to say, it was a pretty good one. Francisco Acuna getting awarded. We haven't broadcasted it because we were pretty much late getting underway here tonight. But Francisco Acuna got a Gold Glove awarded to him in his honor. And so far, that Gold Glove is a representation of hard work and determination of what you could do here in Double-A ball. Yeah, that is for sure there, John. And got to say, when you come into this level of baseball, you know you're starting up in the pros. If you want to get up to the Triple-A level, you got to work hard for it. That is for sure. Well, a 5-4-3 double play, and that will pretty much erase the hit right there. Yeah, Francisco Acuna was pretty good. He was the first, or should I say he was the 7th drafter back in 2022, which that was pretty good. Joshua Mears coming in, hits that one straight away short. Thrown to first, and that's 1 inning already completed. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for San Antonio. 2nd inning coming up. Conicelo Sim and Rojas will lead it off on this Friday night. And we will be right back. No score through 1 as we head to the 2nd inning.
Well, we're about set to go for the second inning for the Amarillo Sod Poodles, and here we go. John, take it away. Well, Gavin Conicello coming in. No score through one inning here tonight. Flying Chanclas and Amarillo Sod Poodles right there in the end for a strike, and we are officially undergoing inning number 2. Wind up and a pitch. That's an inside strike, and the count now at 0-2. There's no balls and 2 strikes to count. Jeff Andrews behind the plate calling those balls and strikes. Good job there, Jeff. Right there, called third strike. Got him down. And 1-2-3 pulls a string on him and sends him back to the dugout. Here is Kevin Sim. Hits that one up to straightaway, high in the air, up to center field, and that ball does not drop. It goes to the right fielder.
Batting 7.
Campbell.
Anderson.
And pretty good on that one as he had to hustle. And that'll bring in Anderson Rojas. Rojas coming in, ready to go. Takes an inside strike. It's the count now at 0-1. Well, we get our proud sponsors tonight. West Creek Trail Rides, Whataburger, Henry's Puffy Tacos, the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. No balls and 2 strikes to count now on favor of that fastball. Got to say thanks to all of our proud sponsors out there. Right there, hit to first base Castagnon. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Amarillo. 2.5, still no score to this point. We'll be right back as Marcos Castagnon, Campbell, and Roederer will lead it off for the bottom of 2 when we come back from our break.
Got ready to go for the bottom half of the second inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon ready to go for the last half of this inning. 4, 5, and 6 due up against Logan Clayton. And that one's going to be lined high in the air. And that's going to drop. And he's going to have a double. Oh my goodness. Oh, and that bounced off his head. Ooh, ouch. Well, for that type of headache, take on a headache relief called Claritin. That is pretty good. Or extra strength Tylenol. Why not? Tylenol is better. Here is Jacob Campbell. And also, for every fan in tonight's attendance, gets that double meat cheeseburger coupon courtesy of Whataburger. Here's the right fielder, Jacob Campbell, coming in. 0-1 the count now to him. And he's going to hit that one high in the air. And here goes the tag up. And that's going to be a stolen base.
Batting six. The designated
Now the
goal.
runner at third, just 90 feet from scoring in the game's first run. And the designated hitter is Cole Roederer as he comes in. Runner at third, one away. That one is outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. And that one was way outside. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit. And that'll bring in the first run. And San Antonio scores first. It's now a 1-0 ball game. So pretty good right there as they come through on a clutch hitting base hit, which that will put San Antonio on the board early. Don't forget, pretty good on that as well. In now, third baseman Yendry Rojas coming in. Starting to look like we're seeing some rain over there on the left-hand side of that cloud over there. Yeah, right there in the end, the changeup. The count now 0-2. We got the clouds. We got a little bit of blue sky, and the hue of those clouds starting to come in, and that's going to be right there now to play. And the count now at 0-2. Could be a few drips out of those clouds. Yeah, for sure. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. And right there, Rojas down on strikes.
The second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno.
Well, Nerwillian Cedeno is coming in now. And that's a swing and a miss. The initial offering will get him chasing. And that's the count now at 0-1. Well, hopefully things getting pretty good. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one's going to be lofted high in the air. And that is the left fielder, and he'll make the play for the third and final out here in this half inning. But 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left for San Antonio. We head to the third inning. San Antonio leads at 1-0. Top of the third, Guzman, Roberts, and Pena will lead it for the third inning for the Sod Poodles when we come back. Well, we head to the top of the third inning for Amarillo right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Alvin Guzman, 8-9-1, due up against Braden Net. Heads that one high fly in the air up to left field. Fabian is in foul grounds and makes the play, and that is out number one. We're underway, top of three here tonight. And the 9-hole batter catcher Caleb Roberts coming up now. Wind up and the pitch. Starting to see some kids in the audience tonight. Yes, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 right there in front of us. After a long first week of school, kids are getting to come to the ballpark, and yeah, they'll evidently run the bases tonight. Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right. That'll be pretty good. High fly in the air up to right field. Campbell will make the play, and there is 2 down.
The batter number 5, second baseman Manuel Pena.
That'll bring in Manuel Pena as he comes in. Could be another 1, 2, 3 inning, Bob. Yeah, I gotta say, John, the Sod Poodles have only went through their first 2 innings of scorelessness, and plus they were held down really good on top of that by San Antonio pitching. There was strikes on that strike zone very much by Braden Net. Yeah, he's a pretty good prospect, though. And that's going to be a ground ball straight away. DeVries gets him out of Castañon. Right a footstep ahead of the bag, and that ends the inning. No runs, or hits, or errors, and nobody left on. 3.5 coming up, and San Antonio leading it 1-0. Leo Dallas, DeVries, Fabian, and Acuna will get things going as we head to the bottom of the third when we come back. This proud broadcast is brought to you in part by West Creek Trail Ride San Antonio. Give Lana a call at 210-616-6585 to book your reservation for horseback riding. That is 616. You forgot the area code there, Bob, so try it again. Oh, so it's 210-616-6585 to book your online reservation with West Creek Trail Rides. Well, that's a little bit better. Boy, you nearly got that one pretty good. Yeah. You're going to have to rehearse that more a little bit. Yeah. All right, so we lead off the bottom of the third inning. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in. It's ready to go as we head to the last of the third inning here from San Antonio. That one is driven up nicely deep to center field. Moving under it is the center fielder as he will make the play for the out. Albert Fabian coming in. We head up to the top of the lineup cards here for San Antonio. Pretty good night, and yes, join us. It is a beautiful one here at the ballpark. And that's an inside strike. The count now at 0-1. Well, last night, Albert Fabian was pretty good for San Antonio. He's had a few home runs for a Thursday night ball game. And so far, pretty good on that. That one is a changeup outside. The count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. Here's the delivery. And that is fouled off. The count now still hanging on. 1-2 the count to Albert Fabian. Some people call him Fabian, but that's really not his, how weird how people say it, but I would say his last name is Fabian. Fabian. So Fabian would be the correct terminology of his last name. Here is Francisco Acuna. So far, catchers are getting a catcher position due to a San Antonio Mission being injured out on the injured list. That is Ethan Salas. Now, even though we did get a letter from Ethan Salas saying that he watches the broadcast, enjoys them,
1-1.
and he really misses the team, and so far, hope that he'll come back next season and join us for Texas League Baseball. Getting hit by that Midland Rockhound starting pitcher was no laughing ordeal during that series against Midland this year. And so far, we're going to pull that up and see where he was the time of the injury. Get Tommy John surgery on that arm and stuff. So right there, that's high in the air up to right field. Moving under it is the right fielder, and that ends this half inning. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. 3 innings in the books. San Antonio leads it 1-0 against Amarillo. Troy Feltner Groover will lead it for the 4th when we come back here in Texas League Baseball. We go to the top half of the 4th inning for Amarillo, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Tommy Troy, the shortstop, coming in as we lead off the 4th inning here for Amarillo, which that is taken in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Well, we remember when Ethan Salas was injured, July 24th, 2025. 3rd game of that 6-game set against Midland. Ethan Salas took a big bad hit by Blake Beers, who evidently drilled him in the arm by a 96 mile per hour fastball. And yes, Ethan Salas, he's been out since July 25th. That was the day after he got hit. So far, he is not back in the lineup. I mean, not until the doctor says so, but confirmation report saying that he is out for the rest of the season. I mean, due to almost a broken arm. I mean, Blake Beers probably got in trouble after that.
Yeah, I probably imagine he did there, John. I mean, if that was an intentional hit, then I would have said he would have got shelved for the remainder of the year, because if Ethan Salas is out of the roster for San Antonio, that's hard even for the Missions. Yeah, I got to say it is. Right there, ground ball, right to Rojas Castañon. Receives that.
Third baseman, Gino.
And that is out number 2. Gino Groover coming in. 0 for 1 to fly out. And as you recall, that July 24th, that was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. I mean, there really is.
Well, that's going to be a line drive straight away up right center field. And that looks like it's going to go for a triple. And indeed it does. Groover has one, and so far pretty good on that. Now, anyway, we'll go back to that time against Midland and let y'all hear what had happened. So far, Ethan Salas being gone for 4 whole weeks, a remainder being out for the year. So here's the instant replay after this play. That one fouled off the count now, 0-1. All right, here we go. Bob, thank you for locating this game from July 24th, 2025. 3rd of 6 against Midland. I think he would have got a triple on that as well.
Yeah, I got to say, John.
Oh, ouch, and that got him. Uh-oh, and there it goes. A X-ray will be needed. We got an injury on the field, but the way the arm is hanging, this looks bad. Salas will need to be removed from this game and could be shelved for quite some time. Oh, man, and that is not good. Well, we are going to have Romeo Sanabria coming in now, as he'll be a pinch runner. And dang, the catcher is out of this ball game. He got plunked in the right-hand arm. And so far, that is going to be costly for San Antonio as they lose a catcher tonight. So, yes, that was a pretty hard evening during that time. And right there, a pitch clock violation on top of that. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit to center, and that'll get him across. And we are tied 1-1 here in the top half of the 4th inning.
Now batting. Designated hitter.
Well, got to say, John, that it is rough to see Ethan Salas being out for 4 whole weeks and still not doing good. But he does get paid through what is going on. So, got to say, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. And Amarillo getting around first and on his way home as Kevin Sim gets the RBI double. And the Sod Poodles now take a 2-1 lead against San Antonio. So we'll remember this day, July 24th, 2025, Ethan Salas was severely injured by a pitch by Blake Beers, the starting pitcher from Midland. And that one is fouled off. The count now at 0-1. Well, gotta say, when a starter like Beers should get penalized for hitting Ethan Salas when he was up to bat. Yeah, and I know, Bob, that was a really hard thing. But yes, we do get letters from Salas saying that he's doing good. He's at home resting.
That's a ball.
And evidently, don't know when he'll return, but it probably might be next year, 2026. Hopefully he'll be in the San Antonio Missions roster, or they give him that free call up to AAA ball there in El Paso. Or might as well just give him the call to San Diego. Well, yeah, Bob. And that'll get him right there in the leg.
Now batting. The
Boy, and that is not a good thing to do when you get something going. Well, here's Alvin Guzman now. 2 out, 2 on here in the top of the fourth. Amarillo getting 2 runs in this ball game, and that's going to be fouled off. The count now at 0-1. So, yeah, we got a beautiful night. We got clouds, and could see a possible shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. Yeah, they said that today, and it never even came. Yeah, I know. The weather people could be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I guess. Yeah, you can say that again. Yeah, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What? I said cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Bob. Say that one more time. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Oh, okay. Are you... Yeah, it must be a hard-hearing donkey or something. Hey! That's not nice. I'm kidding with you, partner. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off. And the count now at 0-2. Hey, you know what, Bob? Hay's for horses, grass is cheaper. Huh, that does make perfectly good sense. Wow, never thought about that way. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit. And outfielders are still running after it. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Here's a 2-run triple. And now Amarillo in front by 4-1.
Catcher, Caleb Roberts.
Well, the catcher, Caleb Roberts, coming in, is ready to go here tonight. Roberts coming in is set to go. Runner at third, 2 away. 4 runs in this half inning. That's an inside strike, and it's the count now at 0-1. Go ahead and give you some scores. Top of the 5th inning, Frisco is trailing Corpus Christi by a bunch, 7-0 against the Corpus Christi Hooks. Which that is pretty ugly, if I say so. And uh-oh. Yeah, that could have been another throwing error. But evidently just getting ugly out there, right, Bob? Yeah, it's like
2-1.
Entertaining a circus nearly. Yeah, for sure. 2 balls and a strike. Well, that one is fouled off, and the count now at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. That one drilled deep. That one is out of here. And that is 6 runs in 1 inning. Caleb Roberts cleared the bases. And now the Sod Poodles lead this one 6-1 here in San Antonio tonight. Man, I gotta say, it is ugly as the eye can see. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll give you some scores as we await for the next batter. Arkansas leading 2-1 against Springfield, top of the 5th inning. Corpus Christi leading Frisco 7-0. Northwest Arkansas leading Tulsa 3-2. Amarillo leading 6-1 against San Antonio. Midland leads Wichita 2-1. That one is driven up nicely deep, and that is out of here also. Make that 7, Captain. Ouch. All right, so Manuel Pena gets 1, and then the previous batter gets 2. Boy, the Sod Poodles are coming unhinged. They're getting something going here tonight.
Yeah, I got to say, John, they are not fooling around. You know, they lost the 5-4 ball game. Boy, they would have come back, but San Antonio came in and they powered one over the fence. So that was pretty much a walk-off right there. But anyway, it was bad.
Well, time comes as here comes the manager now, and yeah, that is doing it injustice right there.
Yeah, I got to say, John, giving up the 7 runs, that will really get you disqualified.
Omar Cruz is getting the ball here tonight. It's a 4-seam curveball changeup and a 2-seam fastball. Now pitching for San Antonio here in this one. Well, the batter now is the shortstop, Tommy Troy. 2 outs, 7 in this half inning, come to score. And boy, a lot of batters come up. Boy, and San Antonio let this one slip really good. 6 runs trailing Amarillo, and we are just in the 4th inning here on this Friday night. That one is fouled in the way, and the count now at 0-2. This half inning has been a little bit long, I would say. No balls at 2 strikes. That one high in the air. Fabian gets going, and that is out number 3. Finally, they closed the door on this half inning. 7 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and they leave no one on base. We head to 4.5. Amarillo leads it 7-1. Joshua Mears, Castagnon, and Campbell will lead it off. Bottom of 4 when we come back. Amarillo 7, San Antonio 1. We now head to the bottom half of the fourth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. And boy, what a big inning that was. 7 runs in to score on 6 hits. And then they come in and get something going. Joshua Mears to lead it off here in the bottom of 4. And that one is outside. The count now 1-1. Boy, I bet a lot of fans there in Amarillo really cheering on this game here in San Antonio. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now is 1-2. Well, the Missions, they've had a 1-0 lead for over 1 inning. And then that 7 runs came in to score. That one right there, high in the air. Up to left center, is that out?
The first baseman, number 6.
And that is out number 1. Marcos Castañon coming in now. Is 1 for 1, a double. Bottom of 4, Amarillo 7, San Antonio 1. That one high and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Beautiful summer's evening, and gotta say, starting to see a lot of them clouds starting to
2 balls, no strike.
pretty much go out of the way and stuff, but overnight tonight, cloudy conditions the start of Saturday morning.
3 balls.
Balls and no strikes. Jacob Campbell awaits on deck. That's pretty good right there. Yeah, hopefully he can hold up like he did the previous 3 pitches. And so far, trying to get on base will give great plate discipline.
Ball 4, outside.
And like you said it there, Bob. Look, he would talk this evening.
7.
Gotta say, Bob, that was the wish granted right there. Jacob Campbell coming in. Runner at first, 1 away. The pitch right there, and that is a foul ball. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be lofted high in the air. Bounces off the wall. And that'll put runners at second and third by Jacob Campbell. He's got a double. Man, that was pretty insane. That evidently getting a double puts runners in scoring position, and they could try to come back in this one. Hopefully from the 7-run disaster. Yeah, for sure. Well, here's the designated hitter, Cole Roederer. Bats from the left-hand side. That is pretty good. Swing and miss. The count now at 0-1. It's 1 for 1 RBI single in the second. That was pretty good. 2 and 3 potential runs on base for San Antonio. That one is hit foul. And the count now at 0-2. Trying to get the bats hot again. And hopefully they could try to. That one is lifted high in the air. And here comes the runner. And they did not get him. He beats the tag. And they'll get one back. It's now a 5-run lead for Amarillo on an RBI. Yendry Rojas coming in. Boy, trying to get this one. Make it a 4-2 ball game. Or should I say 4-7. But evidently that would pretty much do for this half inning. So, runner at third, left stranded. But they get a run back. And we head to the 5th inning. Amarillo leading 7-2 against San Antonio. Jackson, Feldner, Groover, and Conacello will lead the 5th inning when we come back. Fifth inning for the Amarillo Sod Poodles coming up right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Jackson Feltner coming in as we lead off the fifth. 3-4-5 due up against the reliever Omar Cruz. Already first three pitches in, and that's going to be right there. Line drive. And that is off the wall. Nearly a home run right there. And that's a no-out double for Feltner. By golly, pretty good right there as he blisters that one. And fans in Amarillo could be saying, wow, that was really good hit right there for the Sod Poodles. In now, Gino Groover. Groover coming in. Here's the pitch to him, and that is fouled off. And the count now at 0-1. Don't forget, if you want to make an extra $1 or $2 or $3 or however much it is, download Atlas Earth today in the App Store or Google Play. You can own land parcels, own as much as you want, and yes, you get Atlas bucks and all types of stuff. So pretty good on that. Well, that's a pass ball right there, and that'll be a runner stealing the base there at third due to the effect of that pass ball on that one. Gino Groover, 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner at third. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be high fly in the air. Here comes the runner. And not a chance to get him, and that will be the run in to score. And now Amarillo leading by 7. Nope, it's 6. Okay, thank you, Bob. So it's 6 ahead of San Antonio. Here is Gavin Conicello as he fouls that one off, and it's the count now 0-1. Don't forget the series premiere of Picante premieres next Friday night at 6:30 for the first 2 episodes. Right here to Jay Baker Vlogs. Finally getting a new series after the cancellation of Love's new series. Should have done that a long time ago, right, Bob? Well, you were pretty much busy with horseback riding adventures, and so far, it looked like you were pretty much ready. I mean, we're in the off season after the 3rd season. Season 4 coming in within a few months, but yeah, it's a long wait, and you would definitely want to have more content for your fans coming out for the series. Now, let's say it's series premiere, and plus with Picani coming out for a 2025 release and new episodes of his show. Which, that's pretty good. We're going to love a brand new show, and also for season 4 of Horseback Riding Adventures coming Saturdays this October. Season 5 and 6 will also come on Saturdays, and oh my goodness, that's going to be a wild one going through. And San Antonio's going to get and strike out a wild pitch, a error. And I think that is 2 costly errors now for San Antonio. Tonight is not going their way here. Yeah, I know. That's kind of crazy. That one high in the air. Rojas will get it, and no more runs will come in to score. Well, anyway, we head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Amarillo leads it 8-2 as they get a run in to score. And so far we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Amarillo, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for San Antonio. Cedeno, DeVries, and Fabian will lead it off for the bottom half of the 5th inning when we come back. About set to go for the bottom of the fifth inning here for San Antonio. Right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Wilner, Willie, and Cedeno coming in. Logan Clayton now at 49 pitches. Here is pitch number 50. That is ground ball straight away first, and that's out number one. Quick out here to get the last of the fifth inning set to go. Leo Dallas DeVries is 0 for 1, a flyout. Boy, I tell you one thing, it's getting dark and stadium lights now on full blast, which that is pretty good. That one fouled in the way. The count now 0-1. Let's go ahead and give you some scores here in the Texas League. Top of the sixth inning for the Rough Riders, and they trail Corpus Christi by all 7 runs. Bottom of the fifth there in Arkansas. The Arkansas Travelers leading Springfield 3-2.
Ball.
Amarillo leading San Antonio here in this one 8-2. Tulsa leading Northwest Arkansas 4-3. And Midland leading the Wind Surge by 4-1. That is the Wichita Wind Surge. Now, how you spell that is Wichita. Wichita.
Full count.
Even though YouTube would really spell it wrong. I wish they would take the time to correct the grammar. 3-2 the count, but that will be snuffed out to the short center field area.
Now batting, left
And that's
fielder,
out number 2.
Fabian.
Well, evidently, here comes the manager now, as that's going to do for the starter here today. And evidently, Logan Clayton is out of this ball game. And I guess because of the tiredness,
Geesting.
he'll get going. Spencer Geesting coming in. Ooh, look at that fastball. 96 on the 4-seam slider, curveball, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. Geesting now pitching for Amarillo here in this one. Back to the top of the San Antonio batting order. Here's the left fielder, Albert Fabian. Fabian coming in, ready to go. He's going to hit that one high fly in the air. Is it going to get down? No, it's not. It goes up to left, and that will end the inning. So they get one more out, and that concludes the half inning. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the sixth. Amarillo leading it by 6. It's 8-2. Alvin Guzman, Robertson Kenya will lead it off here in the 6th inning when we come back. Top half of the sixth inning for Amarillo, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Alvin Guzman coming in now. Top of the sixth inning, 8-9-1 due up against Omar Cruz. As we are ready to go for this half inning. Right there and outside is 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 delivery. Here's the pitch. That one high in the air. And Campbell will reach down, make the play, and there's out number 1.
Now batting, the catcher, Caleb Roberts.
Caleb Roberts coming in now. He's 1 for 2. 2-run shot back in the 4th. Boy, and Amarillo look like they got this one in their hands by winning this one on the road from Amarillo. That's pretty good. Oh, the visiting team would absolutely love a win on the road, which I'll make everybody there at Water Ridge Field a whole lot happy. No balls, 2 strikes to Roberts, and that's going to be lofted high in the air up to right field. Campbell under it, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman.
So 2 up, 2 down, and here is the second baseman, Manuel Pena. 1 for 3. Solo home run last time up. And that was back in the 4th inning. It's right there in the end for a strike. The count now 0-1. 8-2 Amarillo here in this ball game. Wind up and the pitch right there, fouled in the way. The count now remaining at no balls and 2 strikes. Remember, if you saw the sneak preview tonight, the county airs next Friday evening at 6:30. Right here to the. I gotta say, the new series is going to be a whole lot good as we await for season 4 of Horseback Riding Adventures. So, gotta say, enjoy our newest hit coming Friday night next week. Well, that's a swing and a miss, and no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Amarillo. And now to 6.5. Sod Poodles lead by 6. It's 8-2. Francisco Acuna, Mears, and Castañon will lead it off, bottom of 6 when we come back. Well, we do apologize for the long wait for our next half inning. Bottom of the sixth, Francisco Acuna comes up now for San Antonio. 2, 3, and 4 due up against Spencer Guesting. And that's going to be right there. Slow roller right there to the shortstop. Past to first. And in time, out number 1.
The center fielder, number 14, Joshua.
Well, Joshua Mears coming in now. He's 0 for 2. Fly out and a ground out. Well, everybody is...
Ball.
At least 4 ball clubs are the top of the 7th inning. The other 4 are at the bottom half of the 7th. Except for these 2 here in San Antonio tonight. We have the bottom half of the 6th. It's Tulsa and Northwest Arkansas up to the 8th inning. But the Drillers leading the Naturals. The score is 4-3. That one is high fly in the air. And that's going to hit the base of the wall
The first baseman,
with number
6,
13 going after it.
Castellanos.
By golly, pretty good right there as he makes the well-executed play right there. Marcos Castañon coming in as he'll take a strike inside. It's the count now at 0-1. Midland leading Wichita 4-1. Amarillo leads San Antonio 8-2. Tulsa leading Northwest Arkansas 4-3. Corpus Christi leading Frisco 7-4. It is tie ball game. It is Springfield 3, Arkansas 3. That one right there, line drive, straightaway short, throw to first in time, and that's the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the 7th inning coming up. Troy Feltner and Groover will get things going here in the 7th when we come back. Top half of the 7th inning, straight ahead. This broadcast is brought to you in part by West Creek Trail Rides. For more, book your reservation at westcreektrailrides.com or give the 210-616-6585. Book your reservation online by speaking to the ranch owner, Lana. Well, the 7th inning, straight ahead. Here is Tommy Troy. Here's John Baker. Wow, Bob. Great job on that. Hey, keep it up, man. Well, we lead off the 7th inning. Here is the shortstop, Tommy Troy, as we lead off the 7th inning here tonight. Amarillo 8-2 against San Antonio in this broadcast, and that's going to be a slow roller right there, Cedeno, the ground hopper to Castañon, and that is out number 1.
Feltner.
Don't forget, kids, run the bases here tonight. Here is Jackson Feltner, who was 1 for 3, double and a run. Don't forget, Flying Chanclas will come back 2 more times here at home as we take on the Corpus Christi Hooks following in the first week of September. Don't forget, we will be up in Springfield after that. Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals affiliate. Right there up the center. Joshua Mears will take that out.
Now batting.
And there is 2 down. Gino Groover coming in is 1 for 2 with triple. Now, evidently, Thursdays and Fridays next year in 2026. Flying Chanclas here at home.
High.
Our first one will be against Corpus Christi during the 2026 campaign. That one is high fly in the air. Left center field, Joshua Mears makes the play, and that's the inning. Well, get up a stretch as we take you out to the ball game. And Amarillo leading this one by 6. It's 8-2. Seventh inning stretch gets underway, and pretty good on that. We head to the seventh inning for San Antonio. It's Amarillo 8, San Antonio 2. Hope you had a pretty good seventh inning stretch, and we are back to work here in the bottom of the seventh for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Jacob Campbell coming in, 5'6", due up against Spencer Geesting. As we get ready to go. That one is high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Underway of the bottom half of the seventh for San Antonio. Well, nighttime coming on us, and got to say pretty good. That's going to be right there. Will it get down? Yes, it will. It's down and in for a base hit. And Jacob Campbell comes in
Now batting.
and puts that one straight away left center field.
Roder.
And that'll bring up the next batter, designated hitter, Cole Roderer. He'll take that one in for a strike. And it's the count now at 0-1. So pretty good right there. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch, and that one is fouled in the way. And the count now at 0-2. So a pretty good night thus far for San Antonio, but they are trailing by 6 runs from Amarillo. So far they need to get in and get some runs in to score. They are running out of time. Only 9 outs remain in this ball game here tonight for San Antonio. Yeah, I got to say, John, it's really not good when you look at it.
Full count.
But evidently things should be better and things should change for San Antonio. And that's right there. Second for 1. They get 2.
Now batting, the third baseman, Gentry Rojas.
Well, that'll bring up the third baseman, Yendry Rojas. Going to tell you one thing, it's one of them things. When you get in there and try to get a run in to score, but so far snuffed out on a double play. Yeah, I got to say, John, it's not easy when you ground into that double play and then you give up that one lone hit for San Antonio. Yeah, for sure. 2 balls, no strikes, down and in is a full 3 ball and no strike count. Now, William Cedeno awaits on deck for the Missions. windup and the pitch. That one is inside for a code strike, and the count now at 3-1. Well, strike two, and that will put the count full. The 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive up to right field, a base hit. So Rojas will get in there.
Now batting, second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno.
And that'll bring in Nerwillian Cedeno. Cedeno coming in, ready to go, and takes that one in for a strike. And the count now at 0-2. Fly out and a ground out by Cedeno, the second baseman here tonight. He'll so far catch more of the action tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch, and also a post-game fireworks afterwards. Well, and if anything is unexpectedly announced, and we'll let y'all know here on YouTube Live about fireworks or dry conditions or even a drone show if necessary. Well, John, I tell you one thing. I mean, we got some rain, which that was pretty good. And evidently, we promised the fans that we'd give them a fireworks show. That is true. Well, that will end 7 innings complete. And so far, no runs on a couple of hits, no errors, nobody left. Top of the 8th inning coming up, and Amarillo leads it 8-2.
Top half of the 8th inning for Amarillo right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Gavin Conocello coming in now, 5-6-7, due up against Omar Cruz. We welcome you back to Texas League Baseball on this Friday night in San Antonio. The ball game, Amarillo 8, San Antonio 2 here in the broadcast.
And joined in the booth by my good friend Bob. Hey, Bob, you doing okay? I'm doing good, John. How are you? Doing good. Here's the 0-1. Right there in the count now, 0-2. Reservation. Call 210-616-6585 to book your reservation online or here today. It's right there, 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Lana is a good boss. She's a great weekend manager for the ranch and for a lot of people there.
Yeah, she sure is.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Conicillo. That one right there. Line drive to left field, base hit. Have you ever took your family out to West Creek?
No, John, I have not.
Well, you need to go up there and have a good time. Probably tomorrow morning when I'm out there.
Oh, sound like a good idea.
Well, anyway, no balls and 1 strike. Kevin Sim is 1 for 3, RBI double in the 4th inning. Runner at first. That's a 9th potential run for Amarillo. Here's the 0-1. Right there, Cedeno gets DeVries right there. Taco Bell double play. How do you like that? 4-6-3. Boy, get him going. DeVries really has that finesse of getting a runner out at second, getting the ball straight to Castañon, which that was pretty intense right there on a double play. And that was a Taco Bell double play to be exact.
Yeah, it sure was there, John.
No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that is right there and out of play. The count now 0-2. Boy, it looked like Amarillo's going to win this one here tonight, but it sure looks like it. So far, 6-run lead against San Antonio. That's a pretty good way to start on the road. No balls and 2 strikes. And that's a high pop-up right there. Francisco Acuna getting that one. And that is the 3rd and final out. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base for Amarillo. We head to the bottom half of the 8th. Leo Dallas, DeVries, Fabian, and Acuna will get things going for the Mission's bottom half of the 8th inning. We're back here as Amarillo leads this one by 6. It's 8-2.
We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning for San Antonio right now on the Mission's Baseball Network.
Hey, Bob, would you like to take over?
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, have at it.
Well, here is the 9-hole batter, Leo Dallas DeVries. As he comes in, will take a strike inside. It's the count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-2.
Two strikes.
Boy, that was just nasty when you look at it there, Bob.
Now I gotta say, you're right, John. Swung after that one
Very much indeed. And there he goes. That's a strikeout looking. Ouch.
The left
That's a
fielder,
sticker
number
through
30,
the foot.
Albert.
Ouch. You don't have to remind me. Ouch. Have you ever had one of those? They hurt like crazy. Oh, yeah, I've had a sticker in the foot, and it doesn't feel good either. Well, that one is blistered. That one's deep. That one is flying right out of here. And Albert Fabian gets one that's deep to right field. And 104 on the exit velocity, 392 foot. And that baseball is gone. Yeah, I gotta say, John, really it is. That was a well-executed hit right there. Yeah, it sure is. It hit the mission's board and stuff. Now here is the next batter up. Catcher Francisco Acuna will get in. Will take an inside strike. Gets 0-1. 0 for 3 and the ground out by in the first inning. 8-3 Amarillo. San Antonio now trailing 5 in the broadcast.
Ball, 1 strike.
And that's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ball, no.
And that's the end. And the count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on for San Antonio. Wind up and the pitch, and that's going to be a swung on and missed. Down he goes out at first, and that is out number 2.
Number 14, Joshua Mears.
Well, that'll bring up the third in the order, center fielder Joshua Mears. Coming in is ready to go. That's an inside strike, and the count now at 0-1. Well, got to say, Bob, we do have some scores coming in. Arkansas will take a 2-run lead against Springfield, now making it 5-3. Corpus Christi now 10-4, and it is top of the 9th. Tulsa and Northwest Arkansas tied at 4-4. Well, we head to the 9th inning, but a run in to score for San Antonio makes it 5-run trail against Amarillo. It's the 9th inning coming up, and it is 8-3 Sod Poodles. Ninth inning coming up on this Friday night, and we're back here at the ballpark. Here's John Baker. Thank you, Bob. Alvin Guzman coming in. Boy, great job there, Bob. As we go to the last, or should I say top of the ninth inning. Boy, Amarillo, 8-hole batter Alvin Guzman hits that one up to straightaway right center field. He got that one really good. 9-hole batter catcher Caleb Roberts coming in now for Amarillo. Oh, pretty good one here indeed. That's a swing and miss. The count now at 0-1. 1 for 3, 2-run shot back in the fourth inning. Trying to get something going here. Excuse me. But wow, we do have a good crowd here tonight. And totals of 3,726 to be exact. And the pitch. That one's right there and outside. And that one will go foul. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Wind up in the pitch. That one is down. And they do not get him. And that is a pass ball. Man, just one thing or another. You see one pass ball. And so far, stolen base for Amarillo on top of that. Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, here is still Caleb Roberts. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that is
The batter number 5.
1 out.
Second baseman, Manuel Pena.
Well, that'll bring in Manuel Pena. 1 for 4. A home run. And going pretty good. That is right there. The count now at 0-1.
1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike, the count. I was going to say 1-1, but evidently that would be me being so wrong right there. Second baseman Pena. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second, 1 away. Ninth inning, 8-3. And that's going to be right there. That's another passed ball. And you know, I really do think that the manager's going to have a talk with this ball club tonight. Not really happy that they gave up 2 errors in this ball game. And because of that, now the team feels like they're getting screwed. Yeah, it's a scrutiny of when one prospect in the organization really gets in there and, you know, they're having a good night or they're having a bad night, but, you know, it is what it is. And for sure. It's right there. Throw down, not in time. And the run in to score as they tried to get him out at the plate. And so far, that didn't even work at all. Now Amarillo is up by 7 runs in this ball game. And to tell you one thing, I don't know what they were thinking of, but that could have been out number 2 right there if they would have thrown him out at first. And so far, they didn't even do that. Yeah, I got to say, John, you're absolutely right. Well, right there, the curveball is in for a strike. The count now 0-2 to the shortstop, Tommy Troy. Now, Troy going pretty good. He bats at an average .515, and oh boy, there he goes. Base hit. And here comes the runner. Now second and third.
Now batting.
And still just a big margin. And that'll bring in the next batter up, Jackson Feltner. Well, time is being called as here comes the manager once again out of the dugout, making his way to the mound. Number 60 done for the night. Not a happy camper. I would not be a happy camper if giving up so many pass balls and so many errors.
Austin
I definitely would have been banging my head on the wall if I was that manager. Well, Austin Davis is getting the pitch reliever on the mound for San Antonio. Davis now pitching for the Flying Chonkless. Jackson Feltner coming in will take an inside strike, and it's the count now at 0-1. Amarillo 9, San Antonio 3. 10 and 11 potential runners due up on bases. Here's the 0-1, and that's an inside strike. He broke the plane on that one, and it's the count now at 0-2. Here's the 0-2, and that is out of play. Now, San Antonio has 3 errors of the night, and that's the exact reason why they probably won't win this one here tonight. And right there, swung on and missed, and that will be 2 away. Gino Groover will be the last man up. He's 1 for 3 in a triple. We have the bottom half of the 9th inning. Boy, we got packed house tonight. First time in a long time that we have a packed house. Well, if you want to come out again, get tickets at samissions.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, follow us all season long with us here on YouTube Live or Bally Live. You could join us anywhere, even when we're gone. Like if we're up in Frisco or Wichita or Springfield or Midland and Frisco or Corpus Christi, it don't matter where we are. We are pretty much here for period. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that will end it. Well, 1 run in to score makes it a 9-3 ball game. We head to the bottom of the 9th, and Castagnon, Campbell, and Roederer will get things going.
Now,
we'll have a new pitcher coming up, and so far it will be a pretty good one, as Amarillo will close the door on this one for 3 outs. We head to the bottom half of the ninth inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network.
Pitching.
Well, Zach
Number 10.
Barnes will come in as he will be the last man in this ball game to pitch for Amarillo. Four-seam slider, curveball, and a circle change will lead it off for the bottom of the ninth for the Sod Poodles.
Leading off for the Mission.
Marcos Castañon, first man of three for the bottom of the ninth. 4, 5, and 6 threw up against Zach Barnes. Well, what a night it's been. That one's going to be high fly in the air up to the center field area. Base hit and finally get something going.
Now batting, number 7.
Yeah, I got to say, John, he's really coming in and getting something going. Yeah, for sure. Jacob Campbell coming in. Takes that one in the strike zone, and it's the count now at 0-1. Final score from Arkansas. It's the Arkansas Travelers 5, Springfield Cardinals 3. What a good way to end that one. That one's going to be a liner straight away. And they'll get him out at first, but meanwhile, runner at second is safely aboard. And by golly, that was a knockout play right there. Just sucker punched him right there. Well, seems to me like it's a tie there in Midland. Wichita has the Rockhounds in a headlock. Here's a designated hitter, Cole Roederer, as he'll stand in. 1 ball, no strikes.
1 ball, no strikes.
1 for 2, RBI single in the second inning. 2 outs remain for San Antonio here tonight. Don't forget, we're back at it at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. That one right there is a swing and a miss. The count now at 1-1. Corpus Christi look like they have this game tied there at Bayfront Park. Tied in their favor. It's 11-4 against the Frisco Rough Riders. 2 balls, 1 strike to the count now to Roederer. Tie ball game there in Midland, 4-4 against Wichita. And that one's going to be lofted high in the air and up to center. Not in time as, boy, that should have been a easy tag up. And now they're down to their final out. Well, that'll bring in Yindri Rojas. He's the last man up for San Antonio here tonight. Be the last time we see the Flying Chanclas for a long while. 2 weeks today, we take on our last homestand against the Corpus Christi Hooks. Yeah, I know, and it's going to be really sad, John. I'm extremely sad. Yeah, for sure. Now, evidently, after tonight, we'll have 8 home games left. 2 against Amarillo, 6 against Corpus Christi. That's right there, line drive. That's a base hit. Here comes a run, and that will chip the deficit. Well, it's now a 9-4 ball game, and evidently it is going pretty good. There, I got to say, John, absolutely right there. Yeah, I know it. Nerwillian Cedeno coming in now. And a pitch. That's an inside strike, and it's the count now, 0-1. Well, book your reservation for West Creek Trail Rides, 210-616-6585. Book your online reservation for horseback riding. Bring your family if you want. Come out and join us on a Saturday or even a Sunday too. Be really good if you do. That one is high in the air up to right field. They should do it. And Amarillo wins this one. Well, the final score 9-4. Sod Poodles take Game 4 on a Friday night. And so far, What a night it's been. We've seen a lot of home runs. 13 combined runs. Boy, and 19 hits and 3 errors. And evidently this one was pretty good for Amarillo. Well, San Antonio now 66 and 51. Amarillo now trailing 2.5 against Frisco. And so far, the Sod Poodles are getting close to claiming second place. I mean, it sure looks like it. Well, I think Corpus Christi will get this win, and they will be 43 and 75. The Rough Riders, Frisco Rough Riders, will be 62 and 55. And it looks like Wichita unties the ball game now at 7-4. Well, it's a tie ball game against Northwest Arkansas and Tulsa. And boy, tell you one thing, it's not looking too good there in Riverboat Field. So the Drillers, no, they could most definitely lose this one, and we'll check in on that live stream and see how everything is going. Well, it's almost a tie. They have not updated their scoreboard. It is 5-4 Tulsa. They're in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Nobody out. Runner at second. And boy, I tell you one thing. It gets pretty annoying when you don't have nobody to update that for you. But anyway, Wichita leading Midland 7-4. Midland wearing their Amigos armor. And pretty good on that. Got a great crowd there in Midland, Texas. Oh, and do believe we have a final score. Arkansas will claim the 60th. I did forget about that. I do apologize. Arkansas is win number 60 against Springfield, so they'll be 72 and 46. So pretty good night thus far there in North Little Rock. Well, Wichita and Midland, Tulsa, and Northwest Arkansas are the final 4 teams that are playing tonight. And so far, it is not yet determined on who's winning those as of right now. But anyway, we'll say that today was pretty good, and so far for Amarillo, go over your run Cincinnati for the victorious Amarillo Sod Poodles. 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Alvin Guzman is 2 for 4. He had a triple and 2 RBIs, so he will be player of the game. Winner on the mound, Spencer Gesting, or Geesting, however you say his last name, but do apologize, Spencer. Spencer Geesting gets the win for the Sod Poodles. Gave up 3 hits, struck out 4, and 1 earned run. Braden Nett will take the loss for San Antonio tonight. Missions, 4 runs, 8 hits, and 3 costly errors. That'll pretty much do it. Well, Corpus Christi will further their lead. It's now 12-4. And yeah, there we go. Tulsa got their scoreboard corrected. Now 5-4 against Northwest Arkansas. Well, looks like Wichita is threatening Midland again, and now they got 2-1 and 1 away. Top of the 8th inning there at Franco Park. So far, a pretty good, sizable crowd right there for the Rockhounds. Now, evidently, we don't play Midland anymore this year, but we will definitely keep eyes on them. And every team in the Texas League will be monitored closely as we go through the last days and last weeks of the current season. Well, anyway, I got to say, for all of us here from South Central Texas and from San Antonio, our final score, Amarillo 9, San Antonio 4. This has been Missions Baseball, and so far tomorrow evening, catch y'all again. Have a good night, and goodbye. So, have a good night, everybody. Yeah, good night, everybody. Drive home safely. Oh, yes, drive home. Drive home safely. That's all that matters. Get home and come back and see us tomorrow night.